Welcome to this week's edition of In the Dugout with head coach Richard Horne alongside chief exec Carl Hall. We'll start off with a question on last week's game at York. Looking back on it, disappointed not to take the 2 points, Rich?
Yeah, probably, yeah. It's one of them games where we was probably dominant throughout, but without having a lot of field position. We didn't really have that many good ball sets, and I feel like if we had, we probably would have pulled away on the scoreline. Probably our game management again. It's an area that we need to improve in. I thought their kicking game early doors was far superior to than what ours was, and got them field position. Second half we picked up and got it a lot better. Gave ourselves a chance. Like I say, penalty on the last minute, had our opportunity to win it, but it just wasn't to be. But yeah, no, we're looking forward to this week.
And we've got playoffs at the end of the year, haven't we? We're going to need to be better at killing teams off. Is that something that you're looking to get across to the players, that when the opportunities are there we need to take them?
Yeah, I think we've been speaking about that, probably being a little bit more consistent in the way that we're playing, and again just finding a way to win, and sometimes that's all it can be. Finishing a try, kicking a penalty goal, we're just not quite doing it, and it's hurting us. Again, another close result without getting the points that we probably needed to press on in the competition.
Yeah, because that could be the difference, couldn't it? In a semi-final, you take your opportunities. If you don't take them, you're going to be punished against the likes of Barrow, Whitehaven, and other teams that are up there. Yeah,
certainly it'll be knockout footy. So we need to be better in that aspect.
Carl, looking at this weekend, a number of ticket offers for the game against Newcastle. We'll start off with the one from the Club Doncaster Foundation, offering all their graduates, NTS graduates, a free ticket and entry to the game. How big can it be to try and get a decent crowd down here for the final home game of 2017?
Well, with all the offers we're trying to do, we're showing we want a big crowd for the boys because they deserve it. They're, very surprised and delighted about the numbers we took to York. That really shocked me because it's probably the biggest away support we've took for some years, and even the York chairman said the same. So hopefully they've seen enough that they want to come back this weekend. The boys deserve a big crowd here, last home game. So we're trying to do these initiatives and the offers because the fans panel meeting we had, the big thing we were all talking about was the attendance and atmosphere, and if we can get the attendance up, the atmosphere will surely come.
And we've got the Kids in Kits initiative as well, haven't we? Kids from Bentley, Talbar and Moorends coming down, showing the colours. They'll get free entry as well, and that combined with a deal for Fecker's final home game with Hull and Wigan season ticket holders allowed to come in for just £10. We've set some good deals up here and hoping to see a really good crowd.
Yeah, and I've said it for the last couple of weeks now. I'd like to, hopefully, I wish this was the start of the season because we're getting some support, and I think it's down to the way we're playing. The York, York coming out of York said when Doncaster stopped trying to be the Harlem Globetrotters. Well, I was delighted with that comment because we're wanting to start playing attractive rugby, and since Richard's come in, that's what we're doing. And for the opposition supporters and that to say that, I was quite delighted. So we know we've got to do the tough stuff, but to get people in the turnstiles and coming through, we've got to play a decent brand of rugby instead of this one-up rugby in the League One they play. So to get a comment like that, we took it as a bit of a compliment.
And for you then, Rich, we've talked about finding the balance between the flair play and doing the basics right. Is that the key for you to having a successful side, knowing when to play it and when to just play it simple?
Yeah, I thought early on in the game we played as if we was chasing the game. We didn't really get into that set mentality to wear a team down, grind them down a little bit before we do actually start playing, and just waiting for them opportunities in good ball where we can start playing our expansive rugby that we do practice and we execute really well in training, but we're just not doing it enough within games, and we need some territory for us to play, and when we do that, and when a game where we'll have that, I'm sure we'll come away with a really good score.
And the deal for the Hull and Wigan fans to come across this weekend, how important is that in engaging in that relationship between the sets of clubs and get drenched here? But it's good, isn't it? If they come down on Sunday and are impressed by what they see, then it's a chance for them to come back in the future.
Yeah, well, listen, it's something for Fix as well. The two clubs that he represented really well. Nice and dry under here, isn't it? It's all right. So no, that's what we've done it for, and hopefully some of the the whole fans will look at us as their second team.
So back in slightly warmer surroundings, then we'll talk about season tickets now. And for this year, we're doing it a bit differently, aren't we? Usually on the last home game of the season, we'll announce prices and give details away, but doing it a little bit differently this year. Can you let the fans know a little bit about what we're doing? We're looking to build something bigger, aren't we?
Oh, certainly. We're doing a hell of a lot of work behind the scenes with Sean Lockwood and his team. Basically, I think we've ripped the season ticket script up on how you normally get your season tickets, and we're looking to do something different. So I can't say too much about it because we're going to have a launch on it, but I'm sure the supporters will be delighted. And again, it's something that's come from the fans panel meeting to coincide with the attendances and the atmosphere. But when they presented it to me the other week, before they presented it to Gavin and the board, I was delighted with it. I think it's something that quite a few other clubs will probably follow us in the future. It's really exciting, and it's a great initiative what we're going to do with the season tickets going forward next year.
And how important is it that we do listen to those fans, because they're the key people here, aren't they? We want them to keep coming to watch. We want them to be telling people to come and watch us as well.
Oh, massive. They're the ones who come through the gates and keep your clubs going. So, we've really, the last fans panel meeting was the best one, professional. We really got into some detail, and we listened to their side, they listened to our side. We all come away agreeing with the way forward. We will meet a lot regular because they really want to get stuck in and help us, and that's all part of it. And if we can get the attendances up and the atmosphere up, then the boys appreciate it. They play a lot better. Atmosphere's good, and you want to play. You want to go out there. So it's a big stadium. We need to make some noise here and get some pre-match stuff going on for the kids, and so it's all stuff we're doing, or we're going to try to do, and hopefully everything just follows everything on, and we'll play better and win some games, and they get them coming back, because we want, like with Rich, we want to play an exciting brand of rugby, and I think that's the way forward.
And for you, Rich, this weekend, the game against Newcastle, it's crucial, isn't it? Going to Toronto next week, we need to be getting the 2 points, because if we don't, then they're going to be right back in there in the race for fifth.
Yeah, certainly. I think all the boys know it's a really big game for us, probably the biggest of the season so far, and we can't have it where we're relying on results going into the Toronto game. So I'm confident we can get the result at the weekend. And just touching on what Carl has said, and hopefully the people will turn out to watch. We get a good crowd behind us, a good performance, and hopefully we can kick on from there for this year and for next.
How big is it then, getting the support behind the boys? Obviously you've experienced as a player. Does it really add that much for you as a player, knowing that you've got all them fans behind you and making a good atmosphere?
Yeah, certainly. It gives you a purpose, in the way that you play, and knowing that your performances are entertaining for somebody, and like I say, them getting behind you can just raise you that little bit when you are struggling. At times you do have situations in games where you need that little bit of pick-me-up, and sometimes the crowd can do that for you. I know in games it's worked for me, and I'm sure it will for players down at Donny as well.
And looking at the 2017 season as a whole, then we're coming to the end of it now, ahead of the playoffs, more so for Carl than you, Rich. I know you've only been here for a few months. How do you assess, Carl, the way this year's gone? It's been an up and down road, hasn't it, along the way?
Up to now, we ain't struck a bat, and I'm just hoping we'll strike that bat at the right time. We went out at the start of the year and said what we wanted to do, and we were quite a way off that, but as the results have gone and the performances have gone this last few weeks, we've put ourselves back in the mix to achieve the goal we set out at the start of the year. We're not going to sit here and say we've had a great year, because we haven't by any stretch of the imagination. It's been a tough one, but we went out on a limb at the start, and we told everyone we were going for promotion, And you know, like I say, we're back in the mix now. So if we get the job done and we make the semi-finals, who knows? You're 160 minutes away from achieving the goal. And then if you ask me the question and we get the job done, I'd say we've had a great season.